So we're back on Koguyev, and just look how beautiful the landscape looks. And like the backlighting from the sunlight coming through the trees. You see how alive the place feels. Like that's something like magical when games get daytimes correct. Like when this is morning. When in the morning or in the evening you see like the colors of daylight being slightly different from when the sun is high in the sky. And that I think every person associates that with certain emotions, like for evening or daytime. And if games do that right and allow for like a long amount of time to pass for the daytime in game, I think you get that immersion from it. Okay, so in this video I'd like to talk about using heavy machine guns, and there's some interesting changes to how you can place them. Let me open the arsenal. And I picked some sandbags, and I'm going to pick a machine gun tripod. Okay, so now a viewer told me in the previous video I made about heavy machine guns that when you equip the shovel, there's now an option, and now I think it's documented. If you press R on PC keyboard, then you can see you get a preview of the machine gun that you can place. You can place it on the box like that. Now what's interesting, there's a place M3 tripod function and one for force place M3 tripod. And force, I think, allows you to place it somewhere where it's in the red. But don't get excited. If it's placed as a red item, then you cannot assemble it as a machine gun. Okay, you can place it like that. And click C to place changed item, sandbag. You can even change previewed variant, which one I want to place. So let's see if I can. I'm going to go for this one. I'm going to place it. You can place the individual items you need for building it. You can place 4 of them by left clicking. Now going back out of the... wait a minute. Okay, going back into the shovel. Oh, it's missing one sandbag. Okay. I think it's an improvement, but it's still like this weird primitive crafting menu. It shouldn't be like that. It should be hand animated for each item that you can place. Okay. Okay, now the sandbag is placed. Now let's equip the shovel. I got it equipped. Now I'm going to... Which key was it? I think it was R, yeah. Press R. Let's see if we can place it on the sandbag like that. Let's see if I can actually place it. I think they improved that. Like, I'm not sure if it's an improvement, but it's not Bohemia's fault, because I think some of us, me included, we asked for more tolerance in placing sandbags on items. Because the problem is, you're creating more gameplay realism. Because in real life, you could probably squeeze the tripod on the sandbag somehow, but the visual realism of how it's placed is not really good. No, which means you have this artificial appearance, like in previous Arma mods and other games. So what the game should do is place it a bit away from where the player wants it and squeeze it onto the sandbags a bit. Because in real life they're deformable. So for example, that foot should be somewhere here. Like it should auto-find like somehow a place and then squeeze it into it a bit. And what they also could do is add some replace the sandbag with some deformed sandbags, so you can actually see the thing being placed into the thing. Okay, so we got that placed. Now we have to take the machine gun. Take the machine gun, and now for this one, I think you have to place it on the ground again. Let me see if I can walk through it. Okay, I have to place it on the ground next to it. Equip shovel mode, and now you can assemble it. Okay, so that stuff you can put in a normal car and drive all in the game. Drive to a position and set it up as a machine gun. And it's cheaper than having Arma with a machine gun. It's not as practical and mobile, but it costs less and can be really effective if you know how to use it. Okay, so now we have to take some ammo. Of that you have to take a backpack, because I mentioned in the previous video, the game should have some type of function where you can grab heavy ammo boxes with both hands, like a heavy carry item. Like just grab it, and then go up there and say place, and then the hand would do like this placement motion where they basically just throw it in front of themselves. Because currently you have to take a backpack to, where's the backpack? Take the backpack and place some ammo in it. Then open the inventory next to it and drag both of them onto the gun. See both of them. And now when you use it, now you can reload it. I think they also animated parts of it now. It feels less static when you're shooting it. It's going to get loud in a moment. But you still cannot range the weapon. I think the ranging is a bit low for the things you probably will aim at a distance. Okay, so what's a practical way of using machine guns in this game? Now, there's two things you have to consider. It's the way you use it when you shoot it, and it's where you place it. So let's look at the placement. Now you got this nice area, nice overlook. And I placed the machine gun on this rock over here, and I loaded it. That means you can shoot at anything you can see if you can identify it with a machine gun, and probably take it out with 1 or 2 hits. So I'm not sure if this location is actually important in conflict. I haven't played much on Kogiev. This is in an editor, or in the Zeus mode. That's probably 300 meters, 500 meters I would guess. And so you got the firing angle from here, and you got elevation. So anything that comes in, any vehicle that comes in, you identify it, you carefully aim, you fire 3 to 5 shots to take it out. And if you miss, you fire again. It brings me to the next point. Like most players, when they use machine guns, like they get excited, they shoot it full auto, and when it's like on 20% ammo, they just empty the entire magazine just to shoot for fun. But the problem is, keeping the weapon supply with the ammo is probably nobody's going to do it. So you place it once, maybe you have 1 or 2 boxes, and eventually the players who care for the machine gun, they get killed and they respawn 10 kilometers away and they stop caring about the gun. So you should always assume that you're extremely limited on ammo. So let's say you want to shoot it. Okay, let's load it first. Okay, I placed some trucks. Let's see if we can identify them. Also, it would be great if the player could use the binoculars while on the gun like that. I know it would require some programming, but it would actually be helpful if you're on the gun. Left hand out, take binoculars, check what you're looking at, put it back in. Because you can do it in car seats. It would be great if you could do it here too. I got 3 trucks on the road. Not sure if you can see them. I play on max detail settings, and there's 1 truck next to the tall building you see here. Now the problem is with the machine guns, the 50 calibers, I think the Russians and the American ones, they're ranged at, I think, 400 meters. And in most situations, we shoot at something that's further away than that. Vehicles. So the way I would shoot is, imagine you're shooting with an unranged assault rifle, aim a bit higher. Okay, let's aim at the truck. And the trick is here, you need to treat a machine gun, treat it like a cannon with an extremely limited ammo. So never fire more than 3 shots if you can, then correct. Gonna aim for the engine block, aim a bit over the target. Okay, let's see if I hit something. You can see that the gun is extremely accurate. Okay, see, I hit a bit low. Now, what's interesting here, especially when using heavy machine guns, notice you shoot it in the flat angle. Even if you aim too low, they will still bounce quite a bit and hit something behind it. So if you hit in front of a target a bit, you're still going to do some damage. Okay, now I enabled hit zones. Now let's see if anything was hit. I think I had actually hit no critical component on the target. So I'm going to fire again. Let's go back to projectiles, clear trajectories. Okay. Aiming a bit higher. Just 3 shots. Now that went straight into the engine block. You can see the engine block is now highlighted, which means I hit something. Okay, now enable the damage log for the thing I'm pointing at. You see here we got engine health is 425.5 out of 600. And I think I only hit the engine block once. See, I went straight in. I'm not sure how much the game calculates the stuff that's in between, because those are not like the only things you can hit in the car. Those are just the hitboxes for critical components. So I'm not sure how much thickness of objects is counted into it. So which means one engine block hit at 400 meters with a 50 cal took out almost a third of the engine power, which means it will have difficulty driving uphill and maybe a bit slower. And if you hit 2 times, then the engine power is so degraded that you probably can't drive uphill anymore. Okay, now I'm going to try to shoot again at the target. Let's... Okay. I see those trucks up here. I'm going to aim a bit higher, see if I can hit something, and just spam like 10 or 20 bullets. Okay, now let's see. Okay, I had a really good elevation, but... Okay, now you can see here, I hit low a bit, but notice here the bullets come in, they hit the ground and start skidding and deflecting at a shallow angle like that, and probably hitting something. That's a good thing, basically it visualizes it. If you aim at vehicles and you aim a bit low, if it has a tall silhouette like that, like 3 meters, and you're hitting in front of it 10 meters or even 20 meters, chances are it will skid and hit the target from the side. See if I hit anything important. See engine block. You can see the wheel got hit. Wheels took some damage. Yeah, but just the wheels. Like sometimes you hit like the transmission with one straight bullet and then the gear shifting is broken. That can also be useful. So to sum up the lessons from the video, if you shoot at enemy vehicles, think at the aiming range currently in the game is probably set to 300 meters. I guess that's the ranging point. I think they use the same default like the M16. I haven't checked it in the files. I'm just guessing from the aiming test I see. And the other thing is, if you hit it in front of the target, you still have a good chance of doing damage, especially in vehicles like that. Then the next point is be conservative with the ammo. Only try to fire 1 or 2 or 3 shots, correct, and use again. So if you have a machine gun, treat it like almost like a mortar. Let's say you have 100 100 ammo in the box, and if you're a really good shot and you hit your targets well, let's say you're going to spend 5 bullets or 10 bullets per vehicle to at least disable it or degrade the engine. Like the thing is, like you don't have to shoot at the vehicle until you see the smoke and fire coming out. If you are sure you hit the engine block 2 times, it's not going to drive anywhere. Because most players, they shoot at the vehicle until it starts smoking and then burning. And smoke only appears like very late in the damage model. So always, and as long as you hit the engine block with 2 or 3 clean shots, like you don't get the immediate feedback of you did something important. Like you got to think of it. Okay, I hit the engine block. It's going to have an effect 5 or 10 minutes from now, like strategic depth, because that vehicle isn't going to drive fast anymore. And you got to think about the strategic effect it has of you taking out vehicles. So don't spend the ammo on like having a firefight with 2 or 3 infantrymen running around. Like use it to shoot vehicles, destroy them, and then conserve the ammo. Because I think most of the battles you can win in conflict is by taking out enemy trucks so the enemy doesn't get the supplies where they want to go.